Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and those of you with nothing better to do with an internet connection, Paul Johnson and Shane Hooper are proud to present the Total Stickcast. Buckle up and enjoy the unscripted, unadulterated neurosis. Hurry up!
Hey! I'm going here! I gotta get into my zone, my field. You know what? You ruined it. You ruined it for me. I'm gonna be off all day now. Now it's gonna be horrible and awkward, and I'm gonna sound like we didn't practice this.
So normal.
Exactly, yeah, that's right. So you've set me at a good pace. Alright, so, very happy to hear that our solutions for North Korea panned out over the week. My name is Paul Johnson. I'm a freelance writer, author, vlogger, and creator of The Total Stick Show, and a whole bunch of other things too. You can trip over to everythingpaul.net to see all that kind of stuff and listen to me brag. And with me, as always, is my co-host and producer, master of loud breathing, Duke of the E-Juice, King of the Coil, Darth Vapor, but his friends call him Shane Hooper. Tell him who you are, Shane.
Wow, you know what? You almost nailed that clean. You had a couple of stumbles, but you know what? That was pretty good. I'm going to give you credit. That was pretty good. Woo! All right. You know about me if you listen to the first episode. I do the voices on TSS, Total Stick Show.
You do some of the voices.
Yeah, no. I do the good voices. And, yeah, I do.
Shade.
And apparently I produce this shit show.
Hey,
you know what I want to do?
Yeah,
you want to know what I want to do first?
What do you want to do first?
I'm shilling.
You're shilling? Shill it!
Shill life. Put that hashtag on there. That has got to be a t-shirt.
Hashtag shill life.
It's got to be a t-shirt. And you want to know who I'm shilling for today?
Who are you shilling for today?
I am shilling for Ryobi. Are you
for
familiar?
Ryobi?
Yeah, do you know Ryobi?
I know Ryobi.
Yeah.
They make drills and they
make tools.
They make tools. That's what people call those.
Yes. Now, you're going to get some valuable life lessons here.
Okay.
Ryobi makes what they call the One Series.
Yes.
The whole idea of it is that you have all these different tools, but they use the same battery.
Yes, so I knew this, actually.
Yeah, your same drill battery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have a bunch of these, and I like their tools, so, hey, Ryobi, send me a check. But, today, I went out and bought a 18-volt compressor and basically like an inflator.
Okay.
So, what this thing does... Primary use is you just plug one of your drill batteries into it, you hook it up to your car tire, set the PSI you want it at, and it does it by itself.
Nice.
Yeah, and worked perfectly. I was shocked. Worked like it should.
An unhandy man like me could even use something like that. Something like that.
Not only that, you can take the other end, which you use to fill up an inflatable mattress or, whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't need compressed air anymore.
What?
It blows out just like compressed air.
Really?
And so this thing cost me 70 Canadian pesos. So for the Americans, that's probably $5. And so I've got 4 batteries for this thing already, so I just had to buy the tool.
Damn.
Literally opened up the box, plugged it in, went out to the car, filled up a tire because I wanted to test it out. Bang, no problem. Came inside, wanted to clean out a computer. Bang, no problem.
Damn.
Ryobi, send me a check. Even better, you send me more tools, and I will shill for Ryobi.
Shill for tools? Is that?
Yeah. But you know what? Here's something I have learned.
Okay.
And I never had tools. I never needed tools when, in my 20s and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Why would I need that? But as you get older, and especially when you start owning your own place or you have stuff where basically you can knock down walls and have fun with it without going to jail, you need tools. You need a power drill.
Mm-hmm.
You need a circular saw. You need a sander. And you need this air compressor. And it also has a nice fan for your shop. They have a radio, big flashlights, big other lights for it.
I've seen a lot of Ryobi products. I used to work horribly. I used to work in a pawn shop, and so I know more about tools than my own life experience allows me to. I know way
But
more
I
about
am
tools
telling
than
you,
I've used them.
I am telling you, even if you have no idea how to use them, you need to own them, and you just go at her. Try not to lose too many fingers or an eyeball in the process.
I'm a writer. I can't afford to lose those body parts.
Yes, but even you, Paul, can use
Even
these
me?
tools. Yep, and you can use them with success.
Wait, are you sure?
I am positive.
This isn't going to be false advertising.
This is not false advertising. This is shill life at its finest because I believe in the product.
Wow, well, I believe that you believe in the product.
So there you go. I am shilling for Ryobi. Ryobi, hey, send me an email. We'll talk.
There you go.
Fuck Billy Joel.
Oh, dear God, I like Billy Joel. That's a whole
Yeah, well, there's a story to that. I will share it in a future episode.
Okay.
Future episode, there's a story.
I am
Future
so
episode.
much more interested in this than I am what I'm about to say. Next episode, we're talking about Billy Joel. I need to know what the hell is going on here. Okay.
That's fine. Write it down.
So I wrote it down already. Feverishly. Okay, now. So, yeah, I knew a little bit about the Bay of Pigs, this, that, and the other thing. American history is more, or history in general is more your thing. So I could,
Certainly is.
dive into this to see what I could actually find out about it that I didn't, know, etc. How it applied to our conversation last week. And you asked me specifically what worked and what didn't.
Yeah.
Which sounds like I'm going to phrase this as a Yelp review, which is what I thought about doing for a while, but there's too many juicy details that I thought we could talk about. So,
well, I know how the review should go if you actually looked it up. Now, I'm well aware of how it went.
do you have a Yelp review for the Bay of Pigs?
No, I didn't bother. I figured it spoke for itself.
Oh, okay. Bay of Pigs. Yeah. Okay. So we were talking last week about these, like you said, concise strikes on certain targets. These are not military targets, individuals who lead various situations.
Basically, trying to limit the amount of civilians hurt and the amount of people hurt in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Enacting change without killing tons and tons of people.
Minimal damage, exactly.
Yeah, and I went to the point where, you know what, it's not as easy as you make it sound. Paul just said assassinate 10 people. Kind of in between there,
I was willing
probably
to
is the truth.
I was willing to up the 10 people to like 1,000. I think we talked at max of 5,000 at one point that could be, but I still think that's a bit excessive. I think the truer answer to my question probably lies maybe in the hundreds, but
maybe we should get somebody who served in the military to explain what happens in a situation in the chain of command.
I feel, well, yeah, that would be, but I'd want that person along with somebody who's like a government.
Nobody in the government is coming on our show.
No. A government
There's no chance.
No, not a government, not in the government, but a government historian of some nature, somebody who has watched governments react, like, you know what I mean? That kind of somebody with the government side and somebody with the military side to join us.
You do know I used to work for a political party, don't you?
That we need other people to diversify the conversation.
No, you just need me. I'm great.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
so
Bay of Pigs, let's go.
About 20% of that theory was actually actually used during the Bay of Pigs. It wasn't that concise of an actual strike. It was still the same basic principle of just destroy the bulk of the situation. So I guess step one, as I saw it, and maybe not step one of the whole situation becoming necessary, but step one of the Bay of Pigs invasion, would have been the 13 million given over to overthrow Castro. Something else. Oh no, I'm gonna get there in a second. Actually.
Oh no, keep going. Don't worry,
I was gonna say something else that I think went wrong here in a big way was the switch of leadership. If the whole thing may have taken place under a single person, which would have been Eisenhower at the time, if this entire situation would have taken place under a single leader, who knows?
I'll comment on that after.
Couldn't have helped. So, anyways, so we start there. The CIA vowed all these resources to help I guess it's the 2506, basically. That's what I'm going to keep calling them. There's a longer name, but I'm just going to call them the 2506.
Yep, that's fine.
So the CIA pledged all these resources to help the 2506. This and the other thing. Partway through, a lot of that ended up getting pulled out, and that's where I think kind of that switch of leadership may have played
Contributed.
a role. Who's to
Contributed,
say?
sure.
Definitely
I
may
think
have
so.
Contributed. And really, that is a big place where all of this obviously fell apart because all the backing was gone that was initially supposed to be there to run this through as an actual plan. It wasn't an operation of stealth, though. It was still a show of mass violence, and it's not something that...
it was a pretty... it was intended as a stealth attack.
It was intended,
but the Cubans found out about it.
And it was a stealth attack on a base would be the wrong word, but a large area. It wasn't on a person, on an individual person.
Well, you did need to get a landing area.
Yeah, I guess you got.
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to establish a landing area.
So in my, like, the way I was coming at this in the last episode and stuff, talking about my plan, it would never be to fund a coalition between the government and a bunch of angry Cubans. Like, that wasn't the plan. Like, that, like, I mean, that isn't. I don't necessarily support that should have worked. What did they do wrong? They didn't rely on their own intelligence, which at the time, I took a dive into this to see how long the CIA had even existed. At that point, they were 13 years old. So, I mean, it's still a pretty new... It was, at that point, it was still a pretty new... It wasn't the CIA necessarily that we have today, argue that for better or worse, whatever, but it wasn't
Fair
the
enough.
CIA we have today. When I'm talking about use the intelligence we have access to, this and the other thing, the CIA was a new idea. Like, I mean...
The CIA's intelligence network was pretty good even at that time.
And, I mean, obviously, we can't really draw a comparison.
There's more human intelligence, obviously, back then than you have with computers today and communication. It relied more on human intelligence and boots on the ground in the past. Absolutely.
Yeah. Things like, say, drones or something, and not to compare that with drone strikes, but, you know, things like drone stuff, like where you have the ability to have espionage at that level didn't exist.
Yeah, but instead of drones,
assume.
they could have just fired missiles.
Well, yeah, but then that would have been all the way to your side of things.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Whereas this wasn't all the way to my side either. They kind of took elements of both and screwed it up perfectly.
They half-assed it.
They did. They exactly half-assed it by pulling all that support out. But yeah, exactly. They half-assed it. Literally, precisely, yeah.
And they got a lot of people killed.
Mm-hmm. But that
and
doesn't necessarily...
My point being to that is you talked about the leadership change.
Yeah.
And that did play a very large role in it. Kennedy was not overly keen on the idea of invading Cuba. It's just, wasn't something he wanted to do at the time. He had enough problems to deal with. But he really pissed off the CIA. But that's a completely different... We can talk about Kennedy down the road. But because they half-assed it, they tried to just sneak in and establish things and go from the inside with a small force. It didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You need to blow shit up. Get their military into a point where, guess what? They don't want to play anymore.
But as long as... Yeah. I still disagree with that because it's backwards. What I'm saying is take the head off the snake. You're saying take away the snake. Well,
you kill Fidel Castro, his brother takes over.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you kill 40,000 soldiers, they're going to recruit more. You've bolstered their war efforts. On their end, they see that they need more people.
Okay.
Like, you're only helping them prove their... Like, that's not...
So this is where we need somebody... This is where we need somebody who has served in the military to come on and talk about it. So to explain how the leadership structure works and what happens if someone is killed. So on Monday, it was Monday, somebody rents a van, drives into a bunch of people. Last numbers I've heard, I think, is 10 dead.
Yeah.
And 15 injured. One of those absolutely ballless attacks. And unfortunately, it's easy to do. But you're not going to believe what this guy's problem was. Paul, would you be so kind as to say this, because when I say it, I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. I gave you the name.
Okay. You want
Incel.
Incel, yeah.
Can you explain to us what incel is? This guy was incel.
They were founded in 1968. They're an American multinational corporation and technology company based in Santa Clara, California. They're the inventor of the 86 series of microprocessors. Did I research the wrong thing for this?
You certainly did.
Oh God, no. Okay, no, I'm just playing with you. All right, we got to bring a little humor to the rough spots here. So,
so 10 people die and you're making jokes.
Yes, because there has to be laughter at heart. There has to be. I'm never gonna dispute that. Incel is basically a manist movement. It's part of the male rights movement, I guess, if you want.
What
to
does
say
incel
that.
stand for?
Celibacy.
Involuntarily celibate.
Involuntarily celibate. Sorry about that. You gave me a game show moment there. I had it in front of me 2 seconds ago, and then I couldn't put the words together. Yeah. Involuntarily celibate, which, I mean, I think many people can probably relate to that, but it's not quite the same thing. Would you like
me to define what involuntarily celibate means?
I'd like you to edit out these really awkward moments here.
No.
While I scramble for my notes again.
See, this is why I don't use notes. So, involuntarily celibate.
Pretty much explains itself, but go ahead.
Well, there's some big words there. I get confused by them, so maybe somebody else does. Basically, it means your ass is ugly and you can't get laid.
Basically, yes.
So, because your ass is ugly and you can't get laid, you decide that you need to go on a killing rampage. Holy shit, dude.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna give more life advice. You know what? When I was 23 years old, I was in the friend zone so often, like I lived there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Get over it. You're gonna find somebody eventually. And if all else fails, hookers. Legalize prostitution. Jeez, you know what? I don't care. Pay somebody to suck your... Yeah, okay. You know what? The reasoning behind this one pisses me off more than anything else.
Okay.
At least with... You know what? With religious groups or people fighting for independence, you can... You know what? You can at least put 2 and 2 together and say, all right, I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But going on a mass rampage because you can't get laid.
Yeah.
Shoot yourself in the head. If that is going through your mind, shoot yourself in the head right now. Do the world a favor. So,
I guess now that we've said that and kind of explained a little bit more about that, I mean, I think it's worth saying that he didn't invent this incel movement. It's not like he just put this label on himself and that's just him and why he did it. Really, this is just another radicalization. Like, this is just a group of, like, that. Essentially, it's a cult killing. Like, yeah. I mean, it's a group that gradually, we've heard this 1,000 times.
Incel, Antifa, whatever the hell you want to call it.
This, that, and the other thing. Things that don't even, just small, domestic groups. Call it whatever you want. Call it Waco. Call it whatever. You get a group of people who feel victimized by society, and you turn that into a killing machine. And
you know what? This person isn't victimized by society. And that's what pisses me off.
No, but and I'm not saying that you're pegging it on me, but I'm saying, like I said, feel victimized, because that's all.
Oh, yes.
That level of mental illness, or that level of something that you can.
You know what? I'm sick of this mental illness shit too.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not.
You know what? Mental illness is real. Mental illness is real.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But you know what? To say, oh, they're sick. You know what? The guy was fucking batshit crazy, pissed off at the world. He wasn't mentally ill. He made an educated decision to go do this.
Okay, so what's your definition of mentally ill?
If you can't control what is going on and causes you to act out because there is a legitimate mental health cause, that's mental illness.
Things like schizophrenia and stuff occur over tens and of
Absolutely.
years. People drown their children. That's a calculated move. People do all kinds of things that seem like a calculated move. Getting out of bed in the morning is a calculated move. You don't just lay there twitching, having hallucinations.
But I'm saying
you have to be able to function. Lots of people.
We're not talking about an impulse. In 3 seconds, I snap somebody's neck because I lost it for some reason.
And you don't think making the decision to do something like this...
To go rent a van, drive around, and then pick your targets and go drive for a mile, running people over is decision-making. It's not mental illness. Then he tries to get the police to kill him, and well done to the Toronto police.
Yeah.
That officer has the biggest set of balls I've ever seen. To stand there, not shoot that man. And you want to know the difference is, at least we're going to be able to learn more about why this guy did it, because the police officer had the balls to not shoot him immediately.
100%.
And I don't blame, and you know what? If the police officer had shot that man, I would never blame him. Because he was clearly under threat. If you watch the video, sure looked like he had something and that he was threatening that officer.
And I totally agree with you.
Big ass balls on that officer.
And it's for the better.
Well done.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with that, and no subliminal way of cost of human life or anything. I agree with you. They can find out more now. They can track this whole incel thing. They can do a lot with this. At least they have him. As far as the mental illness thing goes, I don't think that's necessarily something. I mean, God knows we're never going to solve it in one conversation. I mean,
everything's a mental illness. Apparently, I'm ugly. That's a mental illness now. No, it's you're fucking ugly and you're an asshole. Nobody likes you.
That's not a mental illness, but like you said, like we've all, but like you said, you were 20. Not
sure,
or whatever, and you didn't go out and do this.
Exactly.
So what is the difference between somebody who just gets over it and somebody who is that vulnerable that
jump off a bridge?
Yeah, okay, but that's
if it's that bad, hurt yourself.
But that's one way of losing your mind. Do you understand that people are different, right? Like that's one way of doing it. Millions of people do that every year. Millions of people choose that way. We're lucky one guy gets in not anymore, but we're lucky that in that city at that time, one guy got in a van and did it. That's not, I mean, we're not lucky that happened, but
what I'm saying is
that it went that way instead of him jumping off a bridge.
What I'm saying is the line that, what I'm saying is, let's stop calling things mental illness.
Well, let's start and maybe we'll fucking fix it.
How about we call it what it is?
What is it?
The guy went on a mass killing. That's what it used to be called.
Yeah, well, it still is.
No, it's called, this guy was mentally ill and went into a place and shot a bunch of people. No. Stop making that excuse. As soon as you say mentally ill, you want to feel sympathy for the criminal.
I don't. I want to fix the fucking problem. That's
absolutely.
And that's what you're taking off of the table here. That word mental illness needs to be used, because when these people are telling people for 3 years beforehand that the little fucking pink elephant in the room is telling them to do shit, somebody needs to pay attention to that.
That's mental illness. I'm fine with that. And then go get...
drove the van through the crowd, meowed and ran around on all fours like a cat. Somebody should have fucking done something before they rented him a van to go drive down the sidewalk with.
Absolutely.
So
maybe there's somebody
do not tell me that mental illness doesn't play a factor in this when you say absolutely. That is exactly my point.
But the problem is, at the end of the day, he made decisions.
With what qualifications, though?
He made a series of decisions.
Yeah, but with what qualifications, though?
We don't know. Off the bat, mental illness, that's got to be it. Maybe he's just a fucking psycho.
Well, we're saying mental illness now. I mean, for one thing, because we know how normal people fucking act, so we know that. And also the fact that it's come out now since then that there's been other symptoms, like that. I don't want to use the word symptoms because that's very pandering, but he's done other screwed up shit. You know what I mean? That didn't involve killing people. It was just as whacked out.
Absolutely, and it is a problem that does need to be addressed in society. I will never argue that with you. But I don't want this blamed on mental illness. I don't want this. I don't want it shoveled into that same pile.
Well, but for it to get dealt with, though, it's going to have to be. Something needs to be done. And we're not, as a society, there enough to get in a room, sit down, and go, okay, we obviously have a problem, let's fix it. And everybody go, well, yeah, duh, let's fix the problem. No, it's more marketable to push pills on people and this and the other thing. So we have a problem.
It is marketable to push pills, absolutely.
So we have a problem we need to fix. The only way to do that is to acknowledge it. Sure, if one or two things accidentally get lumped in there, big deal. It's worth the cost of getting the issue fucking dealt with.
I just don't like using the term mental illness in this case. To me, mental illness means more on the medical side of things, like.
But the line is so fine, Shane.
The line is fine. I will give you that. I will give you that.
Whether you're in a room with a straitjacket on, or whether you're waiting for an appointment to get in to see somebody, that's the line.
All right, what are we going to next?
So we've talked about my parking wars. We've talked about the Bay of Pigs and Toronto. So, I don't know. I feel fine.
Fuck you and that word. You want to know what I'm fine means?
You're crackling in my headset. You're so rage-filled.
All right. You know what? When I tell you I'm fine, you want to know what that means? It means I'm fine. I'm okay. Things are good. If you've been in a relationship for more than 2 weeks or married, and you hear the term I'm fine coming from your spouse, usually the female, duck. Just run away. Just be, you know what, don't go there, because I'm fine means you did something stupid and I'm pissed off at you. Instead of the word actually meaning, I'm fine. And what's wrong with the word I'm fine meaning I'm fine?
Okay, yes and no. To me, I'm fine means I'm not good, and I'm not I'm not happy, but I don't feel like taking the time to rip your throat out right now. Like, I mean, if somebody's asking you, especially in context of something like that, fine means literally just it doesn't mean good. It doesn't mean everything's okay. How does
fine means normal to me. Yeah, everything's normal. I'm fine.
See, and I equate fine more to all right.
See, when if I say I'm good, like I'm good when I bought my Ryobi tool. Shill Ryobi, come on.
Yeah.
You know, every time I say it, I should get some more mustard for my sandwich. That's what I want.
But I mean, DeWalt would have been fine.
No, it wouldn't have.
No, okay.
We're Ryobi here.
Well, I know
I'm shilling for Ryobi.
Yeah, but Ryobi's good. But DeWalt isn't as good. They're fine.
Is it functional?
Yeah,
then they're fine.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Are they a good tool or are they a fine tool? I'm good with that. If it's fine, then I can use it.
Yeah, and just because somebody says they're fine doesn't mean they're seeking a confrontation.
If they're female, they are.
No, it literally means exactly the opposite, in my opinion.
No, if a female says I'm fine, you're in trouble.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm trying to leave something alone. I'm trying really hard to skirt an issue here because it's supposed to be another episode. But what you're getting into here is girls say this, it means this. Guys say this, it means this. And that nothing makes the hair on the back of my esophagus stand up fucking harder than hearing somebody say, oh, because guys do this and oh, because girls do that. It literally makes not a fucking difference unless you choose to live your life that way.
I'm choosing to live my life that way then.
Well, that's okay, but when somebody speaks regular English, you can't penalize them for that because that's your choice of how you're going to choose to.
Well, I'm looking at the dictionary. What does fine mean? It means all right.
Ancient, outdated stereotype. Well, yeah, it means all right, exactly though. But if you've just been in a confrontation with somebody and you ask them, "How are you?" or "Is everything
Why can't you just say I'm pissed off?
And they say, because that would be inviting a confrontation. Then you have to say
no.
You would say, "Why are you pissed off?" Or you would say, "You have no right to be pissed off."
Okay, I got it.
Okay, pass it to me.
All right, Paul.
Got it.
If I ask you how you doing, and you tell me, you know what, I'm having a tough time today. I'm not doing well. I'm going to take that as you're not doing well, and I'm going to assume, hey, is there something I can do to help?
Yes.
If you tell me that you're fine, I take that to mean you're fine.
It means I'm not good, but there's nothing you can do to help.
No, it means just normal, another day, fine, everything's good. Like, nothing great, nothing bad. It doesn't mean, as in, like, for example, if my wife says, I'm fine, with that look, it means, I'm about to die. I'm going to have my legs broken because I did something stupid. That's oh, God, I hate that word.
But if you can't pick up on the social cue that I'm fine doesn't mean now start a happy-go-lucky conversation. I mean, that's an opportunity to grow. And
if you're in tears saying I'm fine, then I'm going to assume that you're not okay. But if we're talking and you answer me in normal conversation, say, yeah, I'm fine, then I'm going to assume you're fine.
Nobody says that, though. Nobody
yes,
says
we do.
Fine when you're actually good.
Yes, I do. My friends do.
But that doesn't make any sense, though. Why would you say fine? Like, how's it going today? Fine.
I'm fine.
That means things aren't going that good. Like, that's not... I would never
No, it
think
means nothing too high, nothing too low. Like, if you have a problem, tell me you have a problem. That's what I'm saying. But I don't want to
talk about the problem. Why would I make it your problem? If you say
then
something
don't
like...
tell...
You
know what? I say, you know what? I'm not having a great time. I don't really want to talk about it. Okay.
But that's
I can respect that.
If somebody says that, you're totally fishing for it, though.
No! Like, if you tell me you don't want to talk about it, I'm not going to talk about it.
That's an invitation saying, open me up on the subject, though.
No, it's not. It means, I don't want to talk about it. If I tell you I don't want to talk about it, and you bother me with it, I'm going to bounce your head off the table.
The podcast listeners can't see how hard I'm shaking my head right now.
That's fine, because you have these insane ideas of happiness and joy and liberalism where it's just like, dude, well, no, just tell me what you think.
I have these ideas that the world is capable of actually evolving, and the meaning of...
No, we're not! People are stupid.
Then you're missing a lot in these past 100 years for somebody who claims they like history. Because the world is evolving and people are changing the way that...
Yes, technology is growing, absolutely. Our quality of life has improved dramatically.
If you ask me how I'm doing today, I'm going to get a weird look if I go, gay! Like, I mean, it doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't...
Well, no, it doesn't. No, sadly, that doesn't. You listen to some songs from the 60s when that comes in, and you're just
exactly.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, well, no, exactly.
Oh, can I segue off of this? Can we get off of fine?
Do you hate fine so much?
I really do.
I
really
hate the assertion that the same word means something different coming from a guy than it does a girl, though. So
But let's talk. But you said you have that. You want to bring that up in an episode.
I do. So, but I'm just mean this is equally troublesome to both of us. So yes, okay, go ahead. What are you segueing to? Because now I don't know what it is. You're off the grid. He lost his skate blade, right?
Yes, Boston Bruins, right?
Yeah, Boston Bruins, yeah. So that's who I'm. Yeah, that's what I was asking. That's
okay,
what I was
set it up
I don't
for
know
them.
what's going. I don't know what's going on with the other one, but I kind of want to know what the other thing you thought I was talking about too. Okay, so
they're just all Finnish goaltenders.
Oh, okay. So my understanding of what happened in this, I know so little about hockey and was paying so little attention that I don't even know who they were playing offhand. But I know that he went to go for a save and his blade broke off. He apparently tried to signal the referee and failed traumatically, I guess. And somebody came up and slid a goal past him because obviously he couldn't move because he lives on skates and he now had one skate. And the goal and the biggest part of this, and the part that, as not a sports fan, stymies me the most, is the goal counted. And
yes,
they actually said that, like, yeah, that's cool. It's like they didn't call it back. They didn't do anything. So that goal counted. Now, as somebody who's watched, a little bit of, like, whatever, I don't like sports, but whatever, I know that if they hit the net and the net moves out of place, equipment like his skate, they stop everything. The world grinds to a goddamn halt, and they get that net back on, this, that, and the other thing. It can compromise the play, this, that. So how can a whole part of somebody outfit that they literally need to play, how that falling off, how doesn't that stop the play, and why would that still be a valid goal?
Okay. simplest answer to your question is the only way play automatically stops in relation to a goaltender is if the helmet pops off. That's a fairly recent rule in the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time a whistle will immediately go.
Okay.
Unless somebody's hurt, something like that, like somebody's seriously hurt, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, they're playing Tampa Bay in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after Tuukka made the save, his skate blade broke in half, actually, and came off. And I will tell you right now, he was screwed. Trying to move around without a blade, it doesn't work.
I can imagine.
He should have gotten his ass over towards the middle of the net and handled that better.
Okay.
In my professional goaltending opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he tried to get the referee's attention, and he got the referee's attention. But there is no rule for stopping play if a skate blade falls off. So what happens is, it's essentially the same thing. If a player gets hurt, you don't stop play if the other team has the puck. And in this case, Tampa Bay had the puck.
Mm-hmm.
They were controlling play in the zone. There was no injury, and the goaltender's helmet was on. Play continues. So it was a weird goal.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen that happen to a goaltender in at least 30 years.
Wow.
So it was weird, but it was a perfectly legitimate goal. When I saw it, I was like, hey, wait a second, and I had to check the rule myself.
Okay, so that raised your eyebrows too, then, hey? Like, you're not.
Well, you don't see it. Like I said, I can't remember the last time I legitimately saw it, but it was weird. It was different, but it basically follows the same idea. If a player's hurt, say from blocking a shot,
mm-hmm.
play will continue until his team has control of the puck. Then they'll blow play down.
Yeah, that's always been confusing as not a sports fan, but I get that.
You don't want somebody to fake an injury to stop play.
Yes, okay, I guess.
Oh, the other team has the puck. I'm going to go down like I'm shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Blow the whistle.
No, that's understandable. And I guess in a situation of equipment, though, that's an obvious yes or no black and white thing. Like, he didn't have a spare blade in his pocket, and he was like, "Oh, look what fell off!" Like, it was obvious the equipment failed.
But there was no safety issue.
Yeah, I suppose.
There was no safety issue. The blade falling off has nothing to do with protection. If his left pad fell off somehow, then a referee might blow it down because, okay, we're talking about the guy getting his leg broken. But his skate blade falling off, I mean, there's no lack of protection to the foot.
No. No. So what are your I know that the bottom line of this now, I understand it's more akin to a player getting hurt. I can see how they made the decision not to stop play, and I can see how that won't be turned around, and yes, that's by the book. What are your personal feelings on this?
It was perfectly fine.
Okay.
You have to understand, I think the mask coming off rule is stupid.
Okay.
They've done it to BPC. I can knock my own helmet off. I can knock the net off like you were talking about, and I can make it look real good.
Yeah.
Oh, I could pop my own helmet off. You'd never know I did it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody bumps near me, and my helmet goes into the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee it, if I needed to stop play. Or say my team's in trouble, and I maybe go a little firm and kick the post off of its mooring. Mm-hmm. Stop play.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I mean, I'm sure that stuff happens all the time, and yet the rule is still there. So, mainly the net part, I'm sure happens all the time.
Yes,
but yet the rule is still there. So something this unique that obviously, hinders the entire performance. Like, it's as if the puck went missing, basically.
Oh, a player loses a skate blade. That happens 10 times a season.
Okay.
They just get pushed back to the bench. Often the referee will help them out and give them a kind of like a push back to the bench where they kind of glide on one foot.
Like a broken stick.
Yeah, well, no. Broken stick, you skate to the bench, get another stick. Mm-hmm. Nothing like that stops play.
Mm-hmm.
So it was unusual because it happened to a goaltender.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the biggest, and because like I said, I don't recall it happening.
Yeah.
In that, so it looked like he was screwed.
Yeah, well, he had to be. That's why I'm so surprised by the rule, because it's not something you would easily fake, and it completely ends his ability to perform as well. I mean,
no, it didn't end his ability to perform. He could have dragged his butt over to the center of the net.
He could have. I don't dispute.
He put on a show, assuming that, hey, the blade's off, and I can understand his thinking.
Yes.
Because we haven't seen that rule or lack of a rule needed to be applied. Mm-hmm. But nothing will change from that.
And, I've got to say that regardless of my feel, I think it's so bizarre that it baffles me that it wouldn't stop play because it's a failure of equipment that's, needed, blah, 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 whatever. But
it's not safety.
On the same token, I can see... But see, I could also say that it almost is because he can't put his foot down now. He's got one foot that's, 6 inches or whatever higher than the other. That's... He can't...
No. He's completely covered in equipment. He's not... there's no safety issue there.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, I was going to say, yeah, I can kind of buy that, I guess. I don't know. I just find
the big one is there a danger to safety? And had Boston gotten a hold of the puck, they would have blown the whistle.
Yeah? Okay.
They would have blown the whistle immediately.
Okay.
But because Tampa was still in control of the puck, in the attacking zone, you're not going to stop play.
And I would also say that being that they're in the playoffs and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, I think that guy had a little bit of, as much as you wanted to be a professional hockey player, you have the responsibility to fucking hero up. I definitely think that he could have
No, he tried to sell
harder.
it. I guarantee you he was confused.
Yeah.
Because that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so he was looking at the referee going, hey, look at my foot.
Yeah.
And the referee was looking at his foot going, oh, wow, you're screwed.
Cool. Yeah.
The other team still has the puck, though.
Yeah.
And in that case, he should be screaming, hey, look at my foot, while I'm getting back to the middle of the net. Mm-hmm. Dragging my ass to the middle of the net.
Well, like you said, there's something he could have done. That's what I kind of meant about heroing up. This is the playoffs. You could go down as the guy who was waving his skate, or you could go down as the guy that stopped that fucking puck with the skate in his hand.
There is a point to it. But that one's so unique and so...
No doubt. Okay.
Just that doesn't happen.
When I saw that, I was very, very curious to know where you would stand on that, because I was perplexed in every way. Just the fact it happened, I was perplexed that it wouldn't stop play, but now I guess I see the mentality behind that.
Had his team gotten control of the puck, the play would have been whistled down.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a huge difference.
And that's all it was, is you can't... basically, you can't take away another team's scoring chance for an injury or for, an equipment malfunction like that. The only time they do that now is if the mask pops off. Mm-hmm. Now, if he was smart, he could have just popped his mask off, too. And then
oh, shit. Yeah, no doubt.
Taken the delay of game penalty.
He
could have pushed the net off.
Yeah, he could have matlocked that. He could have found an easy way out. Yeah, no doubt.
He could have pushed the net off.
Yeah.
Take a minor penalty.
Shit, yeah.
Take a penalty for delay of game.
Yeah. He could have lawyered that. I don't dispute that, definitely. He knows the rules.
I guarantee you he was confused going, oh, shit. What do I do? That's exactly what he was doing.
Not thinking about the rules in that light, I can understand feeling robbed. Do you know what? I felt robbed for him almost. The thing I need to perform my job is gone now, and you're telling me I still need to do it?
Yeah. No. It's understandable confusion, but mm-hmm. The rules are set in place as such that. So it was the correct call.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what I was curious about.
It looked really weird, but it was the right call. Okay. Boston ended up winning that game 6-2 anyway. So.
Yeah, and I knew that. So
and that's actually another good thing is it happened in a 6-2 game, not as the winning goal in double overtime. Because, good God, then we'd be talking about it constantly.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah, there'd be riots, the whole 9 yards. So, also, I wanted to know about your feelings about Billy Joel.
Fuck Billy Joel.
I gathered that you felt that way, and I'm assuming that's not a show of affection. You just want to get down and dirty with Billy Joel. I think you really don't like him.
No, I really, really, really... Billy Joel sets something off, and it's not Billy Joel's fault.
Oh, okay.
It's not Billy Joel's fault.
Okay.
I don't care for his music in general. Like, he's alright, I have no problem with that, but fuck Billy Joel. And there's a story.
That's what I want!
Alright. So, how old was I? 21?
Okay.
Yeah, let's go 21, right in there.
Okay.
And a bunch of us were out drinking heavily, as per usual. And 3 of us had birthdays on the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th of the month. So there was an extra amount of drinking going on, celebrating birthdays right around this time.
Yeah.
As I recall. Now, one of my best buddies at the time, let's call him Paul.
Okay.
Let's say Paul here loved Billy Joel. I mean, just, I'm sure he'd drop his pants for Billy Joel, anytime he wanted to, That would have been fun. And I'm, I'm fine with that. I don't like Billy Joel, but yeah, whatever. So, however, another one of our friends, we're going to call her Harmony.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that, Harmony.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm being real careful here.
Okay.
Harmony was promiscuous.
Okay.
Harmony had no problems as a young lady exploring what it meant to be a young lady. Mm-hmm. Are we getting where I'm going here?
I think we're getting where we're going.
Okay, good, because...
A streetcar named Desire. Okay.
Sure, that doesn't mean a damn thing to me. So
I wasn't even referencing the work, just like a lot of people ride a streetcar. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay,
wow.
Go yeah.
Oh, don't call your girlfriend a moped. That's all I'm saying. It's fun to ride, but you don't want anybody else to know.
There we go.
Anyway, okay, Harmony here. Harmony was completely smashed. Paul was completely smashed. I was completely smashed, as well as others. So I'm over at Paul's place, and that was the plan. I'm crashing on the couch there. Nothing unusual for that time.
Okay.
However, Harmony comes back, because obviously Harmony's not driving.
Mm-hmm.
So Harmony goes up into Paul's bedroom and goes to sleep there. Well, no problem. Paul goes up. I thought he was crashing into the other room and supposedly going to sleep. And so it's like 3 in the morning by now. 3:30 in the morning, and I'm fucking tired and drunk, and significantly drunk. Like, I probably drank 30 ounces of liquor. I mean, fuck, let me go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, I'm on the couch, sleeping. It's nice and dark. Paul comes tumbling down the stairs 15, 20 minutes later. I mean, we're not talking a long performance here.
Okay.
Just saying, Paul wasn't impressive is all I'm getting at.
Okay.
So, and he's almost acting like, oh my god, you can't believe I just did that.
Okay.
So, instead of going off into the corner and crying like a normal human, he turns everything on and cranks the fucking stereo, putting on Piano Man, blaring it while I'm 3/4 asleep on the couch. And he's like, Shane, I just did what everybody else is doing. To Billy fucking Joel. And then he starts singing along with Billy Joel.
Oh, God.
And he's got this cranked, and I'm sitting there, I'm going to kill you, you son of a bitch. So much so to the point that after a half hour, I decided I'm either going to murder Paul or I have to go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So I go upstairs to Paul's room, where Harmony is.
Uh-oh.
Harmony's still fully dressed somehow, but it's clear. And so I tell Harmony, move over, I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
She reaches over, feels I'm wearing jeans. We didn't just do... No, that was Paul. Oh, okay. So Harmony goes downstairs. Billy Joel's still blaring through the fucking house. I finally get some sleep.
Okay.
That was the important thing. So, as much as I didn't really care for Billy Joel after that, after this incident, fuck Billy Joel.
That's it?
That's it. Oh my god, I fucking murder Billy Joel.
No, you hate Paul. You don't hate Billy Joel.
No, I hate Billy Joel. Paul's an asshole, but Paul knows he's an asshole. That's fine.
Oh yeah, okay, first of all, I wanted to clarify, Paul's a pseudonym. This isn't actually something I forget doing while I was drunk, by the way, is it? Because this is feeling very characteristic.
No, I'm just using the name Paul. Well, what's wrong with that?
Oh, nothing at all. It's a lovely
good.
Name. It's a lovely name. I wish it was mine.
There you go.
So that's all you have against Billy Joel?
And
like,
Billy
I was thinking, like,
brings these horrible memories of fuck off, leave me alone, and it just snapped something in my brain.
Well then. I figured he came and spoke at your high school and touched you inappropriately or something. I thought there was so much more.
I can live with that. You know what? He wanted to Kevin Spacey me. Well, that's a completely different thing. No. He traumatized me.
Okay.
Okay. And every fucking Billy Joel song ever, just like, oh, fucking.
Oh, shit. Okay, see, I like Billy Joel for, like...
And that's fine. I can understand. I understand why people like Billy Joel. I mean, it was never my thing.
Okay.
Never my thing. But every time I hear that goddamn song, I want to punch a baby. And, of course, because I drive a bus, I have the stereo on. I put it on 96.9 Jack. Mm-hmm. They play everything across the board. I find it's a really good station for the bus.
Okay.
Because it doesn't play anything, too crazy that I have to worry about.
Yeah.
But they play a lot of fucking Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Because he owns those 3 decades. Yeah.
Yeah, and so fuck Billy Joel. Paul, you're an asshole. Let me sleep. Harmony, fuck you know better.
Wait, fuck you know better, or with a comma, like fuck you know better?
You know better.
Okay.
Then, especially with Paul. I mean, you can't let Paul have anything nice. Just let's put it that way.
He just ruins everything?
Yeah, no. I love Paul. I kill for him, but God damn it, I'd kill him too.
Do you still know this person?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh. Kids, drugs are bad.
Yeah.
So I have a wonderful story to share. Some of you, if you're paying attention for about an 8-hour period, would know about this.
Yes. Drugs are so bad.
All right, so the doc gave me a different sleeping pill, which I use at night, and they asked me to start taking a antidepressant. It's just, I don't know, to level you off, but because otherwise, could you imagine if I was going nuts?
List of other things you level off.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I do this, and I take these at night. And so it was probably about midnight-ish or so. Yeah, somewhere in there, midnight, 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere in that range, the witching hour.
I don't remember doing it quite there, but I had managed to set up a t-shirt sale campaign, coffee mugs, the whole works for Total Stick Show.
Yep. You
Um,
took it upon yourselves to become a merchandising division in a blackout of drugs.
Let's be honest. In a complete blackout.
That's what happened.
I wake up about 8 hours later. I'm looking in my email, and I see these messages about your campaign failed. What fucking campaign? I'm clicking on this, and I'm looking at all these T-shirts and coffee mugs and other sorts of things, and there were some nice ones there. And apparently, stoned out of my gourd, and needless to say, we have switched how the pills are taken with much better results. But, so, yeah, I had a wonderful marketing thing.
Yeah.
Not only that, as a bonus, some of you might know I build computers on the side as a hobby. I built a computer.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't remember building it. Nope. Hadn't seen it before. Noticed that at about 9 o'clock in the morning.
Does it work?
Oh, it ran just fine.
It ran just fine. That's awesome.
Ran just fine.
Congratulations.
I have no earthly idea when I built it.
Now, I want to skip back to the store that you created, though.
Sure.
To mention that while you had the merchandising bug, you didn't necessarily have the design bug or the
You're saying they weren't sexy?
Pacing yourself bug. You created two different T-shirts. No. I'm sorry. I take that back.
Didn't I do about 5 T-shirts?
You did about 5 T-shirts, but
yeah, okay.
Hold on there.
Okay,
pull back the chariot.
Okay, so pull them back.
Yeah, pull back. Okay, you created 2 T-shirts that were identical. I spent time examining them. The cut of the neck was the same. They had the same picture on the front. Nothing was any different. One was $28 and one was $30. Can you, in any way, explain what in the hell you were thinking?
No.
Okay.
How did 2 exact shirts come up with 2 different prices?
Because I think you get to set the price, because you get to decide how much you want to give towards this because of the way you set it up, because it's almost like a kick. I don't even remember the name of the site. I'm not even deliberately avoiding it. But you,
well, I can tell you what
Kickstarter.
Do we want to shill for them for hosting my madness?
Hosting your medicated shenanigans, maybe?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, go ahead. You're the shill man. So.
Yeah, all right. Who am I shilling for? Teespring.
Okay, that's who it was.
It's called Teespring. I think it's Teespring. Yeah, it's teespring.com. They were kind enough to let me apparently play around with a bunch of stuff. And not sell anything. And fortunately, I had the campaign set for like an hour, or like just a couple hours, to sell like 20 of each.
I know everything I clicked on, I couldn't, like, even if I had wanted to buy it, I couldn't because it said that the campaign failed. So
yes, I read that in the email because I was kind of curious, and they were saying, yeah, one of the things you set your timer for like an hour or 2. And with a minimum purchase of 20.
This was like they were suggesting.
No, yeah, they sent me an email with suggestions, and they actually said, you should put your campaign up for 3 days and put the minimum order as 1, and when somebody buys it, we print it off.
Okay.
Yeah, they were being awfully helpful to my stoned ass.
That's good. Let me ask you also, while you're talking about getting that email, did you see the email first, or did you see I saw 28 messages from me?
No, I saw the email first.
Okay, because I woke up to the fact that I had a store, by the way. Allow me to put this into perspective. I woke up to the fact that the Total Stick Show was a store now. Okay? Something I should know about.
I mean, it's one of the few things I can actually remember from that far back, but there was an after-grad party, grade 12. The morning after that, I was actually the president of the Model United Nations.
That's an interesting blend of high school experiences.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to be the president of the Model United Nations.
Okay.
So, the head guy, as far as the student stuff was concerned.
Yeah, don't gloat too hard. Okay, yeah.
Well, no. I had fallen asleep on a snooker table.
Oh, God. Okay.
And walked to school at some hour. I'm sure I looked fantastic because I was probably drinking till 5 in the morning.
Of course.
Stumbled in, my teacher took one look at me and went, "No, you go home."
Oh, God.
Okay.
I passed out in class, and out of my chair out in class, and didn't even get sent home.
Well, they took one look at me and went, "Wow, he's not doing this."
Oh, wow. Yeah, you still gotta have chunks of things on your face, I think. Wait, public school, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I think you gotta have, chunks of things on your face, I think, to get sent home for being drunk. I don't know.
No, I mean, shirt, tie, disheveled,
Shirt and tie?
Oh, well,
were you an insurance salesman in high school?
No, I was dressed specifically for this role. I mean, it's a big thing, the Mall of United Nations.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
It's a big thing, and so you're supposed to do everything appropriately. So I imagine the night before, I was dressed properly, probably assuming that I was going to fall asleep at this person's house.
Which kind of happened.
Yeah, well, no, it was expected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I drank heavily. There's no getting around it. I drank my share, your share, and his share. I drank a lot.
Oh, I don't think you had time to get near my share.
Oh, yes, I did.
That's why we're separated by age. They didn't have enough liquor.
Brown paper bag. I was brown paper bagging it. I mean,
oh, gross.
Don't do that, kids.
I used to hustle. Okay, here's a good. I used to hustle vodka in water bottles.
Nice.
Yeah. I'd steal vodka from my parents and pour it into water bottles. Hi, Mom and Dad.
So that's where your vodka went.
And then I would sell it to people because I could just carry it around to school because it was in a water bottle. And then I'd sell it to people.
It's a good idea.
It is.
I call that innovative.
I think it is. I had my own bootleg service, and that was maybe a little bit younger than high school. Cough, cough. But yeah.
You're fighting prohibition.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing it, and I mean, in 100 years from now, I'll be like Alexander Keith or whatever. I'll be like a hero. I'll be in beer commercials. They'll talk about a true pioneer with the spirit to bring spirits to the people.
I'm just picturing your blue-haired, smiling face on the bottle of vodka. Yes,
it's funny. I did dye my hair a lot back then too, more than I do now.
Yeah, Paul has the artistic flair. That's what I'm going to call it. He has the artistic flair.
That's one of the nicer things it's been called.
It's not my thing. I can't see myself with purple hair at any point.
Hey, it's blue at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I can't see myself doing that short of a dare or...
Well, dare yourself. That's how you know you're really
or
living.
Maybe for a cause.
Or maybe
I could see something wild and crazy where I'd do that for a cause.
Dye your hair blue for autism. There you go.
How about I just help the autistic people I drive?
Well, yeah, you can. I'm just saying that's the only cause I can think of that would be blue for dyeing your hair. I made that connection really quickly. Give me a frickin' something for that.
Well done.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I try. Yeah. That was bull.
I'm good with that. If it's something stupid, we need to do something with my bald spot that's growing ever faster, which is why I wear the hat.
That apparently, some people think it makes it worse. I don't know if that's true.
It's not.
No, I don't really think it is either. It's like shaving makes your hair grow faster and stuff like that. None of that shit's actually turned out to be true once they actually got science. But, I don't...
Yeah, amazing how that works.
Yeah, right? Hang on. Speaking of infomercial people, something interesting. I came across somebody interesting this week. So Billy Mays, you remember Billy Mays?
Yep.
I found out what his kids do. The third. Billy Mays the third.
Sure.
Have you kept tabs on him?
No.
Oh my god, I can't believe you haven't. Okay, anyway.
He died. It's sad. He was a great pitch man.
Billy Mays did, yeah. But his kid is, well, see, I keep hesitating when I say kid because he's the third. So I'm assuming the pitchman we knew was actually the second and just never said that. But anyways,
Probably.
So Billy Mays the third is a guitar player. And he does like this, I don't want to say weird. I'm trying so hard to say this in a way that doesn't reflect the fact that I'm just like, dude, what was that? But it's not bad. It's good. But it's like atmospheric. That's what you would call it. It's like atmospheric, like interpretive rock. Like you can almost imagine him like in the corner of some like LA coffee shop or something. Just, I don't know. Like
I can't imagine myself in the corner of an LA coffee shop. So
weird, like interpretive things. Like you don't know if it's rehearsed necessarily or not. But sometimes he looks mad at his guitar. Sometimes he's not so mad at his guitar.
So what you're saying is he has no fucking clue what he's doing, but we're calling it art.
That's what I'm trying not to say.
Okay, well, I'll say it.
Honestly positive, because I haven't, like, watched tons and tons and tons of his stuff, because it was kind of like, what? When I watched it the first time? Like, so I watched a little bit more, but I don't know. He's kind of, you should check that out, though. If anybody's curious what the Billy Mays legacy is doing these days, it's not disappointing necessarily.
So what you're saying is I just need to go into the corner of a Starbucks with a guitar, have no idea how to play the guitar, and just start doing stuff with it. And when anybody goes, you suck. No, it's interpretive.
Imagine what you think a bar chord must be. Do that, then beat the shit out of your guitar while kicking the effects pedal for different sounds.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So what you're saying is how to become a artist with no simple steps.
It's basically. Basically, he like none of like a lot of what I saw. It doesn't even seem like it's rhythmic really in any way. It's just kind of like it's just atmosphere. I don't know. I'm gonna keep looking for words, so you got to check that out. It's kind of bizarre. That's what happened to the Billy Mays legacy, though.
So you're just basically saying he sounds like a fucking stoned fuck up.
He sounds like like probably like things that.
Can you believe the hippies agreeing with something I said on that?
Things that happened with no, because I'm going to continue on.
How messed up is this kid?
The Doors, things that it seems like things that the Doors would have done like early while nobody was listening, just behind doors when they were too stoned to actually make music. Like,
were the Doors actually ever so stoned that they couldn't make music?
I know, that's really pushing it, but if you can imagine that level, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's...
I mean, that's like saying, like Keith Richards. Well, I don't know how many drugs has gone through Keith Richards' system, but it's more than you, me, and half the planet combined, yet he somehow plays music.
But he could seem somewhat coherent to an extent during it. That was his superpower.
I mean, the ultimate high is going to be when Keith Richards dies. Somebody get his ashes and smoke his ashes.
Oh yeah,
that's just going to send you on a whirlwind trip.
Smoke his ashes, sniff his ashes, whatever you want to do with his ashes. I think that's part of the personal Keith Richards experience.
I think it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Christ, you probably meet Keith Richards doing that.
Probably. I just looked up Billy Mays. This is horrible. I was like, we're gonna end up hearing from Billy Mays the Third after this. But his thing is called the Infinite Third, and he. Okay. Yeah, it took me a while to realize that's because he's the third. I get that.
Gotcha.
But he's very proud of his legacy. Obviously, his Twitter says "son of a pitchman." And he's on Reddit. He's I am Billy Mays the third, only son of Billy Mays. So he's very proud of that Mays legacy. Obviously,
he's done a lot with it.
Oh yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk about apps because I have an app that gets me more apps. I have an app.
Okay, what's your app?
Apps. So
I'm sure people will be interested. I'm in the minority here. I understand this.
Okay, good. I'm glad you know you're in the minority. So I do Google surveys. So you can sign up for this and you can get it from the Google Play Store. I don't think Apple has anything equivalent, but whatever. Fuck Apple. I'm not a big Apple person.
Fuck Apple.
So
except for iTunes. We love iTunes.
Yeah, except for iTunes. We love iTunes. Holy shit, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow. You caught me
when
there.
I'm saving you,
I was falling
there's a problem.
You caught me. Yeah. When you're PCing me. When you're saying, hey, you might not want to go there.
Have you guys noticed over these 4 episodes his slow departure towards the dark side?
This is not a thing that's happening.
I'm building.
So anyways, I do Google surveys. Google stalks me. They know where I'm going all the time. They do anyways, just this way they admit it. And I go places and I go to stores and stuff. And then they send me a little thing saying, how was your time at the store? And I say, my time at the store was wonderful. Thank you for asking, Google. And they say, okay, Paul, here's 33 cents. So 33 cents doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I do these maybe once a month or so, or once a week, sorry, or something like that, depending. Sometimes it's a few times a week. And I've got something like $33 in free credit to the App Store over the last year and a half now. So if you're not big into apps and you just have the odd app that you want to upgrade, you want to be able to have 10 free bucks there because it's not worth spending $2.99 and entering your bank information just to, have a better block on block destroyer or whatever, if you just need a couple bucks here or there, it's a great way to get free apps. And it actually does add up, and I can attest to that after like about a year and a half of using it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Is that coming eventually?
I wind up doing... Yeah, I've actually worked on it dramatically more in recent times. There's a little gap in between there where not as much got done on it, but it's moving along. It's moving along for sure, and I'm really happy with the way it looks. I posted some photos to our Facebook page, a photo to say the least, showing some of the differences between the first episode and the newer episode with the animation style and that kind of stuff, because things are going to be looking a lot better. I think a lot of people might see the first episode and not necessarily know where it's going, or not necessarily, but it is definitely going to be a lot cleaner, a lot brighter looking this time around.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
And better characters.
Well, not better characters, more characters.
Definitely more characters.
Remember, they were created by me, so these characters are already the best that they could possibly be. They were
really good. You just needed somebody to bring the extra life out of them.
Okay, yes, I give you.
So,
that.
Like, we'll give it. Let's give a little spoiler here.
Okay.
I am voicing one of the characters on there, and his name's Jerry. That's all. Yeah, that's all I'm going to tell you about him.
This is a brand new character that wasn't in the first episode.
And Paul gave me a script for Jerry. Paul had something completely different in his mind than what I did.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
It is. It's totally correct. It's funny. Yeah, you brought that up. Yeah, definitely. When I wrote Jerry, the way I saw him was so much freaking different. And then as soon as you started, you sent me one thing first, and I was like, was there one thing first? Or was that some of the other work you're doing?
Well, what's the Scott's buddies, the younger kid's name?
Velf.
Yeah, thank you, Ralph.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know who I'm playing.
Yeah, right? You should maybe keep track of that. Anyway, so I had heard something else. I was like, meh. And then you send me back that. And do you want to tell them what you did to your face to accomplish that?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you sent me back that
No.
after undergoing some, painful things he did to himself. And sent me back another. And all of a sudden, it was Jerry. And the moment was unbelievable. I laughed literally out loud. And then I showed like 2 other people without context, just that little clippet of sound. And it was so funny the way you had done it that it didn't even matter about the context. It was funny as it sat. And from there, totally changed the way that I envisioned Jerry and totally changed the way that he wound up drawn. Yeah, actually. So the way that you did the voice, all joking aside, the way that you did the voice really wound up shaping the character a lot more than I had ever imagined. Because you were kind of humble at first. You're like, just kind of tell me what you want me to do or whatever. So I sent you a lot of notes, kind of in a small paragraph, tried to sum up the character a little bit to give me an idea for tonality and demeanor and that kind of stuff. And then you did that.
And then my madness kicked in.
Yeah, and then you did that. And it had nothing to do with the notes, and it was like, well, that's Jerry. Of course, that's Jerry. I'm sorry, I was wrong. That's Jerry. Like, that's like, it was an awesome moment. Definitely.
Yeah. So, that's been a lot of the fun part of this.
Oh, definitely is the synergy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, you're not going to believe this, but I'm doing a pimp in the episode, too.
Yeah, you're also playing a pimp.
Yep.
Yeah. There are no small parts. No.
Well, I should be asking for a raise again.
What do you want?
Lettuce? Lettuce! Come on!
That's the synergy.
I'm gonna have a sandwich coming here.
And you and I just really want to bring this up now because this kind of trips me up. I haven't really told anybody. You and I sat in the same doctor's office 2 months. I love this story. You and I sat in the same doctor's office 2 months, 3 months before you responded to the seemingly random Kijiji ad that I had placed, and then ended up part of the Stick Show.
Yeah,
so
we were both at a sleep clinic.
Yeah, the only people in the waiting room. The only people in the waiting, me and this mountain of a man in an
blue-haired
outfit from his
hippie.
work.
Yeah, blue-haired hippie sitting.
I wasn't blue then, though.
Oh, weren't you?
No, it wasn't blue yet.
Nah.
But yeah,
I'm senile.
And we had to sit there together and have a sleep apnea machine explained to us. And we never spoke 2 words to each other whatsoever.
Nope.
And you left before me. I went in. I left. And 2 months later, I ran the ad, and you were like, "Hey." And we don't even, despite all that, we don't even live particularly close to each other. Like, no. So it wasn't even just that we were locally closer. No.
Watch the tick.
Watch the tick.
Yes, watch the tick.
That's right. We had that conversation. Yes, watch the tick.
Yeah, we had that off the air.
I need to find
I was telling him what I thought was the best cartoon if you've had a little bit to smoke.
Mm-hmm. The old tick, not the new tick.
The old tick, the old cartoon.
I have watched the new tick. And I mean, it's crap just because it's a reboot and it's not going to be the same. But I didn't think it was horrible. Like, I thought he was, like, depending which one you watch, because there's 2 of them. It got, like, licensed and relicensed all in a space of, like, 4 years. But the one that's got that freaking guy, Jesus Christ, the guy from Seinfeld and Family Guy.
Yeah, well, you mean the live-action one they did?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that was terrible.
See, I didn't hate it. It's uncomfortable because it's live action. It's supposed to be a cartoon.
It didn't work.
I thought they tried to transfer the attitude. Okay, I thought
he
was
they
a good
put in
guy
an effort.
Yeah.
Yes, they had the. You know what? The casting wasn't bad. It's a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a cartoon. Let it be a cartoon.
I don't dispute that, but for what they did, it didn't go nearly as bad as it could have. Definitely, the casting was a high spot.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay, but it just wasn't the same.
It'll never be the same.
But that cartoon, the original Tick. You have that with a little bit of green, you will be laughing your ass off all night.
Well, maybe the first time I try this marijuana the children are talking about, I'll try that.
Well, so we're that's what we're going with.
That's what we're going with. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I figured that was the most awkward way to end because we should probably wrap up soon.
Well, that's the way we're ending. Paul denying any knowledge of weed.
That I know what this marijuana. Marijuana. That's how you say it. Okay. Yeah.
Marijuana.
Yeah. I'll have to do some research on that. Maybe I'll Google it.
Yeah, later. Maybe you'll learn something about that.
Yeah, no doubt. The next show, I'm just unconscious. That's it. The next show is just me. Just okay.
Well, then I won't feel nearly as bad about the storefront.
There we go. I'll start a line of total stick snacks. There we go. I'll get all stone and create total stick snacks.
Yeah, and then I'd be thinking that's a great idea. Hey! All right, gummies? Yeah, here we go.
You'll shamelessly promote them in a pill blackout at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So are we ending this crap?
We're ending this crap. It's over.
Okay, so this was special edition free-form, non-conformist
bonus
podcasting
episode.
Yeah, episode 4.
Yeah. Okay.
And so if you liked us doing an extra one, tell us.
Yeah. Let us know if it's better.
And all the context stuff's in the outro, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. All that
good stuff.
I wasn't even going to worry about it. I was just going to let us fall out to dead air. That's it. Just say it.
Bye!
Bye!
Thank you for joining us on the Total Stick Cast. Connect with us online through Twitter and Facebook at Total Stick Show. And you can watch the things we make on YouTube by heading to youtube.com and searching for Total Stick Show. Or you can also find our content on newgrounds.com by going to totalstickshow.newgrounds.com. The Total Stickcast is available on Google Play as well as iTunes, and your reviews will help other people find us and help us grow. Please take a moment to let us know what you think. The Total Stickcast is hosted by Paul Johnson and Shane Hoopfer, and produced by, me, Shane Hoopfer. You can connect with Paul Johnson directly on Twitter at OffTheLP or at everythingpaul.net. That's everythingpaul.net. You can also reach us by email at totalstickshow@gmail.com. This has been the Total Stickcast. Thank you for making us part of your day.
TSN Total Stick Podcast Network.